right, I have a confession. I'm gonna become an AI artist, but not the way that you think. Let me show you. For the last few months, I've kind of been at a crossroads with my art. I feel like digitally, I can't really push the values and push what I really want to like I could traditionally, which is detrimental to myself and my style. So I put all of my digital work into an AI companion called Copilot by Microsoft. I asked Copilot, how can I make my style kind of reflect those of Ross Draws, Devin L. Kurtz, and an artist called Woollop? So then I prompted, what are different ways that I can add Ross Draws' style to my own? Then got straight to work. Now, I will preface this by saying I have taken the Ross Draws Digital Art Bootcamp, so I do know a little bit about how to start a drawing kind of similar to the way that he does. Once I started this sketch, I really wanted to work from a very clean and polished sketch. I didn't want the sketch to feel like it's just there. So I made sure everything was sound. And this is part of the way that Ross Draws taught in the bootcamp, where you start with an underpainting, paint over the underpainting, and then go from there. At this point, I hadn't used the AI companion to review my art, but here's when I started. Once I got past the initial sketch phase and added the flats, that's when I put the piece back into Copilot and I said, okay, what direction would make the most sense? And what are ways that I can push Ross's style? And according to Copilot, we used more blues. We incorporated a light atmosphere. We incorporated light tones in the background. We incorporated rim light. And then I wanted to know, how can I push the colors even deeper? And then that's when I had the bright idea of adding Devin L. Kurtz's style to the drawing. And so this came with deeper shadows. This came with more glowing lights. Yes, Ross Draws does glowing lights, but Devin L. Kurtz, the way that she constructs it, she uses it as a character to guide your eye through the piece. Once I had entered this phase of the drawing, now I'm really trying to push home that this is my own piece and not just a mimic of two different artists. So now I'm adding touches and flares that I would normally add to a traditional piece, which worked out beautifully. And this was the end result. So I learned so much about color, composition, choosing the right things to go into a drawing. So I just chose to do it again. And so we are. I started that piece last week and with the same process, the same flow, but just a little bit more pushed. So let's do it.